Step 8 for the easiest beginner method will be fixing the location of edges in our last layer. So the first thing you want to do is check if the edges are solved, and if they are, that means your cube will be solved and the last step was skipped. So if that happens and your cube is solved when you thought you still had one more step, that's okay, don't let it confuse you. It's just like before, sometimes in the last layer, steps get skipped. And so if that happens to be your case, then you're done, but if not, we still have to solve these edges. But first, we are going to learn the moves so that we can solve the last layer edges. So it's just like the last step, where the cases are really easy to figure out which side is the front, but the move is a little bit long. But don't worry, there's a pattern to this one too, so I'll be breaking it down into smaller steps so that it'll be easier to remember the pattern. So now let's learn the moves. So first, you want to flip the front by turning it twice, and then turn the top clockwise one time. So now let's focus on this yellow bar right here on the right side and this white bar on the left side. So what you're going to do is bring the right and the left side down to the front. So you have a yellow and the white in the front now. You're going to flip the front by turning it twice. So that switches the sides of these bars. Now you're going to put them back into the top. Then you'll turn the top clockwise one time. Then one more time, flip the front by turning it twice. So again, that's flipping the front by turning it twice. 1, 2. Then turn the top clockwise once. Then you want to bring the right and the left side, these bars, down into the front. Then you're going to flip the front by turning it twice. That switches the bars. So now you can put them back into the top. Then you turn the top clockwise one time. And then flip the front by turning it twice. One more time. So the names of these moves are F2U, R''L, F2, R, L', U, F2. But if that was confusing to you, one more time, I'm going to explain exactly what we're doing. So first, you flip the front, and then turn the top clockwise. Now we're going to focus on the yellow and white bars. We're going to bring them down to the front, flip the front, then bring them back to the top. Then we turn the top clockwise one time and flip the front one more time. But just like always, we can't do these moves from anywhere, so we have to learn the cases so that we can know which side is the front to start the moves. So what we're going to do first is check if these edges are solved. If they're not, we figure out which case we have so that we can know the front so that we can do the moves. Then after that, you check if they're solved again, and if they're not, you just keep repeating this until the whole cube is solved. So to find the front, the first thing you want to do is see if you have a solid back, so a side that's completely solved. So right here we have an edge not solved, edge not solved, not solved, not solved. So this cube does not have a solid back. This would be an example of a cube that does have a solid back. So there's only 3 edges that need to be solved. This one's already in the right spot. So if we had this case, this would be our solid back. So it would go in the back and we would look at the front. But first, I'm going to show you the case where we don't have a solid back, and then I'll go back to the second case. So for this case, we need to solve all 4 edges. So the first thing we're going to do is choose a front. Since we don't have a solid back, it doesn't matter which side you choose. So let's just choose this side to be the front. So now that we have our front, let's do the moves. First, you flip the front by turning it twice, then turn the top clockwise once. Then we want to bring the right and the left sides to where we have the bars in the front. Turn the front by flipping it twice. Then we put the bars back into the top. Then you turn the top clockwise once, and then you flip the front by turning it twice. Then you'll check your edges. You see some are still unsolved, but right here we have a solid back. So now that brings us to the solid back case. So because that's a solid back, we want to put it in the back, which means the opposite side is our front. Now that we're looking at the front, we're ready to do the moves. So what you do first is flip the front, then turn the top clockwise once. Then bring the right and left yellow and white bars to the front. Flip the front to switch the bars. Put them back into the top. Turn the top clockwise once. Then flip the front by turning it twice. Now we check our edges. We see they're still not solved, and we still have this as our solid back. So keep it in the back. We're looking at the front, so we're ready to do the moves again. So flip the front, top clockwise, yellow and white bars to the front, flip the bars, put the bars back in the top clockwise, and flip the front. So now you check if the cube is solved, and the cube is completely solved. So you now have completed all 8 steps for how to solve the Rubik's Cube, so you have officially solved your first cube ever. So I just want to say a huge congratulations to you. Very few people ever do this. So take a moment to give yourself a pat on the back, tell somebody, share it in the comments, and celebrate this accomplishment. This is a really special thing. Not many people have the patience to learn this, but you conquered it, and now you can say you can solve a Rubik's Cube. So that is all for this video. Congratulations again, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed solving your first cube, and then you continue to have fun with this new hobby. Feel free to rewatch these videos as you need for reference, or if you want to reference the descriptions where I have the moves for that step summarized. Even take notes on your phone or something if you need to have a reference to practice, but eventually you'll just easily know off the top of your head what to do to solve the cube. So thanks again. If you plan to learn more about the cube or just want to enjoy some lo-fi jams on my Solve With Me videos, I will see you in the future videos. Woo! That's it. Alright.